So I just wanted to make a quick video to show everyone how the new sort of webinar booking system is going to work. It's fairly similar, but we're not using Zoom anymore for the webinars. However, I am hoping that will actually be a better system because Zoom can be quite glitchy, okay? So to book webinars, which are now all up on the website, I always put sort of like the fresh block or term of webinars, normally to sort of follow like school terms, just so we can keep track of it. And so people can like regularly sort of vote for what new topics they want. So for example, for June, July sort of term, after I have my 1 week break in sort of May, June half term, all you need to do is go on the website, elearnwithamy.com, and decide which webinar you want to book. At the moment, my live webinars are zoology, there's 2 age groups, or science, which is kind of more general science. So let's say I want to book the Key Stage 1/Key Stage 2 Living Planet, that's the zoology. I would just click this button and it takes me to a page like this. So it's very similar to the old Zoom webinar booking pages. You put your details in, make sure that you put an email that you have access to, because that's where your login information will go. Now, how I'm doing it for the zoology is that because every session is different and it stands alone with Living Planet. So for example, you could start in the middle of the term and just decide to come to the session on venomous and poisonous animals and not come to any of the others. And that would be absolutely fine. They don't follow on. Each session is sort of completely different. It's a brand new topic. So how I've done it for the Living Planet booking pages is automatically all the dates in term are selected. So all 6 weeks are selected. But if there's any you don't want to come to or don't want to sign up to right now, you can always come back and sign up to more later, which does work on this new platform. Just go on the drop down menu and select don't sign up. So like we can see, for example, on the first session, which is on Tuesday, the 6th of June at 3 p.m. It's all about crustaceans. So you can keep that selected, or you can put do not sign up if we don't want to sign up for that one. Okay. So let's say we're going to keep them all selected. Maybe we want to sign up to all of them at once. Scroll down, click register. Now, for me, it's telling me that I'm already signed up to this email, but this is, because I've already tested this a few times, this is actually really handy because from here, you can click resend email. So it's a really nice way if you can't find the email or you've lost it, the email contains like your login live info. You can just click resend here and it will resend it you. Now, what I will do is I'll use my other email to show you what it looks like if you haven't signed up. So let's have a look. So again, I've got information here. So we do have a sort of new, slightly updated fee for webinars. So at the moment it is 50p sort of more expensive than it was last term. We have sort of updated a lot since I first started these webinars. So things like worksheets and recordings, and also this new system. So we've sort of improved things a lot. So I have made a decision to raise the price slightly from this term. Okay, so as you can see, now I've shown you, imagine I'm signing up for the first time, so I've used a different email. So here, I already have sort of confirmation that I'm sort of, you know, I've sort of put my name down, but you won't be able to enter any of these webinars until you make payment. So for each webinar, and you can see all the dates here. All you need to do, it just needs to be before the start time. So if you like to book things all at once, you can go through, you can start with the first one of the term and make payment. So this one's for the crustacean webinar. You can check out as a guest, and it's not PayPal anymore, it's just general card details. Or you can use this little like link log out, which just means it remembers your details and it can sign you out a lot faster. So imagine I have signed up to that one. Then I can either choose to pay for the rest of them, so individually click make payment for each of them. Or if you just want like it as a reminder to pay up just any time before the webinar, basically you will still get email reminders. Let's say if I pay for this one now, but I don't pay for this one yet on the 13th of June, the week after, I'll still get a reminder email. It's just the reminder email will remind me that I still need to pay. So for example, on this link, it will still have like the landing page, but it will be make payment. As soon as you've made that payment, you can view it. So this basically just makes it really customizable. If you like to sign up and pay for everything at the start of term all at once, you can click through and do this for every session now. If you want to do one at a time, you can come back anytime you like. If you want to do it right before the webinar, your name is already down for all of them, you just haven't made payment yet, and it will just remind you to do so on email. So yeah, so it's individual sign up, but you can do it all at once if you prefer for the Living Planet. Now, the one for the other age group of Living Planet is exactly the same, just for the other age group. For science, it's slightly different, only slightly. For this one, I've chosen to set it so you do pay for all of them at once. Okay. Now, the reason why I've done this is because these sessions do follow along. So we have sort of adapted these now, and we do have a whole term that follows a theme. So for example, for this term, it's all about muscles, the human body, and animals a little bit at the end, but it's all about muscles, and every session does follow along. So for this one, really, you do want to sign up to all of them at once, and you do want to make sure you're signed up to all of them. Otherwise, jumping in halfway through kind of won't make sense. And almost everyone I find that has signed up to Key Stage 2 Science in the past has signed up to the whole block at once to make sure they don't forget to sign up to any or miss the sign up of any, which can always cause a lot of confusion. So for this one, £1.75 per session. They're 30 minutes long instead of 1 hour, like Living Planet. Put your details in. Let's say, you know, for this one, you just keep all of these selected because we're just paying once for this, £10.50 to cover all 6 sessions. So it's basically like checking it out as a complete 6-week course instead of individual sessions. So we click register, takes us to payments. And yeah, so I would just put whatever card details I want to use in there, and it will charge me £10.50. You can also use Google Pay as well if you want to check out more quickly and you have Google Pay. So for the Key Stage 2 Science, you pay the whole term at once. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to mention is that the recording emails will now be automated. So it means that as soon as you have sort of finished a webinar or it's been on live and maybe you missed it, within 15 minutes up to half an hour, you will basically have the recording, the full replay, and a link to watch the replay emailed to you automatically. So you also have the confirmation email sort of sent to you. So like you could see, I did that test sign up here. This is what your sort of confirmation email looks like, your login live link. So you can see this one's just telling me that I've signed up for the crustacean session on 6th of June at 3 in the afternoon. You would just click view webinar at the start time. If you haven't paid for it, which as you saw, I hadn't paid for it yet, then you can make payment just before the session. But if I'd have gone through and checked out, of course, you wouldn't need to make payment because you've already done it, and it would just take you straight to through to the session. And if you signed up to all of them at once or more than one at once, they're all in the same email, just like Zoom was. So it's nice and easy. So keep this email safe, but you'll also get a reminder 15 minutes before the session with another link. The other great thing about this is that I can actually edit people's confirmation emails and stuff like that. So if you accidentally put a typo in your email when you sign up, in Zoom, it used to be that then we couldn't edit it. You had to re-sign up and cancel, and it was a complete pain. But now it actually works so that you can, I can edit your email if you've made a typo, or I can change your email registration and send it to a new email for you. So yeah, it is very, very similar, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I've done some testing, but obviously we will see how it goes in June and July, but hopefully everything will be a lot more smooth than with Zoom. Should be less tech issues. In terms of what it's like on the live webinar, it's basically exactly the same. Of course, it looks a little bit different to what the Zoom screen looks like, but it's basically the same. So there's still a Q&A. It's just called a private chat. You can send me questions, typed questions. The students' video and camera and audio is still not on. I can share PowerPoints. I can launch quizzes. It gets recorded. Everything else is basically the same. We're just trying out a different provider, and I'm hoping it will sort of be a good update. You'll still get worksheets and stuff. I will still email them before the sessions. They will be emailed by me. But yeah, hopefully it will go well. If you have any questions, just ask away below. Thank you, everyone.